Hi, this is your host Swapnil Bhartiya and welcome to TFiR Let's Talk. Today we have two guests, two co-chairs of Mainframe Open Education Project. It's part of Open Mainframe Project, Yvette LaMar and Lauren Valenti. Yvette, Lauren, it's great to have you both on the show.
Thank you.
Thanks for having us.
This is not a new problem. Linux Foundation, they keep coming with reports, surveys where we see that there is a huge gap in supply and demand of talented folks. What kind of problem are you seeing in the mainframe space? Is it similar or it's a bit different?
The things that we're seeing when it comes to the skills gaps, like we're seeing that every industry is facing that transition process. And it's not just a mainframe thing only. You know, we've seen other industries like utility, trucking, nursing, and et cetera. And it's a universal issue. So what we're seeing is that the industry is undergoing a workforce transition process involving the rebalance of experience and the next generation of workers. And we are seeing that sourcing talent can be a challenge for some of the companies. And I mean, let's be honest, it is a competitive market out there today. There are many that are pursuing careers in different areas of different technologies. And then we're also seeing that we have issues of many mainframe experts that are retiring.
Yvette, what is your perspective on this?
Agree with what Lauren said, and really there is the change of the workforce, the changing of skills there is a lot of people learning either new kind of new collar versus education, but making that connection between the folks that have the talent or even base skills with the clients that need to also hire them. So making connections there, I think there's a challenge there as well.
What's kind of also unique about mainframe is that, first of all, this technology I think it probably predates me. It has been around for a very long time. And the fact is that today's modern economy, it runs on mainframe. People may or may not even realize that. But then there are a lot of projects where you're also trying to attract new developers. At the same time, you're also modernizing a lot of mainframe technologies. So the challenge is, as you also rightly said, that a lot of folks who are their engineers, they are kind of have been around for a very long time. So to attract new folks who look at mainframe from a different, that kind of creates a new challenge for skilled folks. So how does that make it different for you folks? Can you talk about that? Because your challenge is different from the rest of the industry, if I'm not wrong.
Well, I'll start, and Lauren, if you want to jump in too. For how I view it is a lot of what they're learning in universities today can be used on IBM Z. There's modern tooling that absolutely fits in. That is one of the directions where we're going, is because you have the ability in the toolings like with VS Code, with Zoe, to use modern tooling. Python, it's incredible. So what we found, and even with me, with personally hiring folks within my organization, if someone has cloud-based skills, hybrid skills, AI or ML, bringing them, they learn the platform, and then they're off and running. So it's really, for those folks, it's another platform that they learn, and it has so much capability, but they can use the tools that they learned as well.
I totally agree with you, Yvette. I mean, that's what we're seeing as well. Even when working with our customers, it's really building, we've all built our own internal education programs, sending people to conferences and learning further, like a share, right? And then like Yvette, like you were talking about, you're bringing in these people who have different platform experiences, and perhaps we align them also, right, with mentors within our own companies as well. But it's really about also, when we talk about all of this too, when we talk to our customers, what can they do as well to kind of help themselves, come to people like myself or even like Yvette, that have like these education and apprenticeship programs that can, again, help them further.
And as Lauren you also mentioned, that companies have their internal program. I also want to kind of quickly understand that how are companies kind of trying to deal with this crisis? You did touch upon, you alluded to that, but if you can just go more in detail to understand how they are trying to solve this problem on their own.
Sure. So when we talked about again, they are building their own internal education programs, but again, that requires staff, that requires budget, that requires, their SMEs, their subject matter experts that, you're taking away from their everyday job to go and do that. And so, again, like companies, when we talk about the different internal education programs, like for instance, I know from a Broadcom perspective, we do have what we call the Vitality Program, which we've developed it's an innovative skills development program to cultivate the next gen mainframe talent at a low to no cost, right? And in partnership with our customers, we source, we grow, and we really retain the talent with the result of helping our customers manage their mainframe in the hybrid data center. We also, and what we're looking, again, what people are doing is opening up internal new hire programs. So for example, we did that and we are expanding it to our customers so they can also get that value and benefit as well and provide the foundations needed to turn them into software programmers, let's say.
And along those lines, within IBM, we have what's called the apprenticeship program that's available in the U.S., and we're actually bringing a skills acceleration program global. But that for the United States employers, we've teamed up with Franklin Apprenticeships, the Urban Institute, and the U.S. Department of Labor to develop skills for diverse talent for any location in the United States. And it's really cool because it's available to clients across the United States and provides recruitment services targeted at new collar candidates, including PTech students, vetted through a pre-apprenticeship program. There's over 320 hours of virtual training, learning paths based on joint client-defined competency standards for mainframe sysadmin, as well as application developers. And it really just is dedicated to making sure that there is a robust pipeline for our clients to hire from. In addition, we have what's called IBM Z Explore, which is a learning platform that's available to everybody. It was built. It's actually really fun, and it gets people just learning like core enterprise computing to fundamentals on IBM Z, and then growing off to advanced concepts. It's fantastic. It has badging through Credly, so it's industry recognized badging, and then we also do activities like a student contest once a year as well, open to students. So it's really making sure that they get that hands-on access to a ZOS and a Linux on Zine system, because you don't normally have that. But it's something that we really want to make sure that's available to everyone at no charge, and can continue the learning.
Excellent. Yeah, thanks for sharing that. Now, if you look at Broadcom and IBM, you folks are like big companies, but not every company can have all the resources to run these kind of programs. So, are there any such educational program there which can be used by anybody? Because, as I said, not everybody can afford to have those kind of programs internally.
Why Lauren and I are here is about the Mainframe Open Education Project, because this is where we're looking out to the community to provide content that may augment what we're doing at IBM or with Broadcom.
Yeah, I mean, so the Mainframe Open Education Project, it's really we're bringing the concept of open source to mainframe education and training. And really what that mission is to deliver our mainframe users a convenient platform to either create, to donate learning tools so that we can cultivate those skills and allow for that knowledge sharing and that community contributions. And like Yvette, basically focused on, it's really a community-based platform. And we offer a collection of knowledge within the community who are leading the way for the future mainframe technicians. And mainframe users, or those who are new to the mainframe, will be able to tap into this knowledge gained from decades of experience of mainframe subject matter experts. They're able to obtain learning paths and even learn about other vendors / partners that offer, let's say, security solutions, DevOps solutions, or AI ops. But we're really trying, like Yvette, I want to reiterate what she was saying, is really leveraging, or I should say, taking advantage of what is out there already and bringing it to one place so that everyone can get the same benefit that we all have.
And the other thing to point out also is different ways of learning, because all of our programs are built a certain way, but not everybody learns exactly the same. And so that was one of the things that was also a priority for the Mainframe Open Education is different mediums. So it could be video, it could be audio, it could be hands-on, but different because people learn differently.
What is the scope of this initiative? Is it just to share knowledge with them? You did mention they're hands-on, but is it also how do you know that hey they are learned? Is there any certification after they finish the course? I just want to understand the whole kind of walkthrough of the course. How does it look like?
What I want to clarify here too, it's really about the foundations, right? We're laying the base, because what happens is also when you get into the intermediate and advanced, that's where we want to be able to send people to go to like the ProTechs of the world or Interskill, right, to learn more and further. So really what the platform and the program will provide is the foundations itself.
We want to make sure that we're driving toward industry standard recognition, because then that is something that the employers can look for across the board.
And who is like kind of target audience for? Because I do understand that's like very, very foundational, basic level to just get their foot in the door kind of thing. So if you can say, hey, these are the folks that we are looking for.
Well, I can say it from my side, it's anybody who's interested in enterprise computing. You can look at students at universities, P-Tech, but people that are changing career changers, returnships. And I think, Lauren, you might have this with your Vitality program, but with our apprenticeship program at IBM, we've got people who used to be a truck driver that now is working as a sysadmin, and someone coming back from raising a family. So we're getting this really broad spectrum of people that are interested.
Very diverse, and even French teachers. We're realizing French music teachers. I mean, it's amazing, and they're really taking to. And again, a place like this to send them to and to start learning about what the mainframe is something that's well needed.
But what's also really a benefit of this is the community and getting to know the people that are like-minded, that think this is really cool. and that's first of all, the Open Mainframe Project is a community of like-minded individuals that really see the strength of IBM Z platform. But it's also the community that everyone, it's really a tight-knit, close, like going to share, like everyone knows everybody. And so if you're coming in new to be working on an IBM Z and you go to share, you feel like, oh, wow, this is so cool to be involved with such a neat community.
Linux Foundation, the massive umbrella, they already do a lot of educational programs, certificate programs. So have you also worked with other programs within Linux Foundation, because a lot of cross-pollination happened, a lot of inspiration happened. So in order to build this course, so it was just, come from these two companies, or what kind of community is around this course?
Yeah, I mean, we're going to be pulling in, I know that there was a COBOL training that was already created for the Open Mainframe Project. We are not reinventing the wheel. We want to pull, again, take advantage of what's out there already, especially within the Open Mainframe Project, and really bring that in. And it's not just with Broadcom and Mainframe. There's Kyndryl, there's a couple of others, ProTech I'd like to give a shout out to. That has been tremendous, and we're just trying to kickstart it because we have content, and we're trying to put as much as we can. But it's really about the community, and it's really about getting other partners that are in the ecosystem to help us. It's about getting universities involved, professors, anybody who's in retirement that wants to come back. Again, students, right? We really want to get everybody who has the subject matter expertise in this community and driving content.
Have members on our committee that are professors and educators, and they're looking at, with the material that's available, they have all this stuff that helps the students get ready to do like a Z Explorer or do a contest or something like that. So it's getting that found kind of even less than, I don't know if it's lower than foundational, it's like deeper or earlier level education that helps them be successful in what's available from the larger companies. And on top of that, you also mentioned the retirees. The IBM Z retirees are a huge group of people that have so much knowledge, and they are extremely excited about the Mainframe Open Education Project. So we're bringing them, because they've got years of material, especially for the foundational and core concepts and stuff. So they'll be bringing, it's not, I wouldn't say it's new ideas, but it's want to say, well-tested ways of doing things and working with the systems. And it brings that years of experience that may get lost when someone retires without having someone else to transfer that knowledge to.
What is your strategy? How do you actually reach out to universities or retirees? Do you have, you did mention the programs, so just to better understand that. Yeah.
Exactly, because I was going to say, from within IBM, that's actually what my team does, is we have a whole IBM Z Skills initiative team, and they go after educators across the globe. They go into clients and help them train their new to IBM Z staff, the people that are coming in new to the platform that have already been hired in, but they also make that connection between students or people that are looking for a career in enterprise computing and our clients that are looking to hire. So we make those connections there. And then through the Open Mainframe Project, that's a huge community, open source community. So IBM is very much involved with that. And especially, I'm particularly involved with the Mainframe Open Education. So even in our group, we have people that are in business, like Lauren and I. We have faculty educators that are in there. We have students, we get interns. And so we have a diverse organization or a group that helps us make sure that we can pull from our own ecosystems and bring them in, and network and bring them in.
Anybody who does want to contribute to the Open Mainframe project, we do have an Open Mainframe webpage that we are inviting. The one thing that I also wanted to mention is that we did identify, because I know we've been talking about this project the last year, a year and a half. We did identify what the new platform that we're leveraging, and we're using Gitbook as the platform to host our open education content. And we have begun, like we said, identifying, developing, and curating those education materials. And again, we need the help of the community. And in order for them to join and contribute, it would be great to have them go to our Mainframe Open Education Project on our Open Mainframe Education webpage. You can attend our monthly community meetings to help guide and contribute at least the education of what we're putting out there for the next gen, or even those that are existing today. Or you can reach out to Yvette, LaMar, or myself, and we'll help get everyone started.
Where do you stand today in terms of where the project is now, how much you have achieved? And then we can also talk about what's in your roadmap, what are the things that you'll be working on this year?
So we just talked about we identified the platform, so that's where we are right now. And what we're really trying to achieve is getting more contributors, right? Again, we don't want it to just be a Broadcom, IBM, as well as Kyndryl. We need the help of the community out there today. And I know that Yvette, I know you just talked about the retirement, the retirees that are out there, and they're connected. So we're trying to recruit them. But also anybody within the OMP project, we'd love to have, the more content that you guys can put out there, the better. And at least we can go and, again, take advantage of what's being put out there, but also you can contribute within the Gitbook platform. Any content that you have, you could put it right in there, which is we tried to make it easy and convenient for everybody to contribute.
Absolutely. The big thing is looking, like with the retirees, was there material that was helpful for you when you were learning? I mean, there's going to be stuff that is consistent in learning those base fundamentals. But then there's also, as you look at what's available from IBM, Broadcom, what's available free of charge, is there something that you think that could augment that? Tell it a little bit differently, be a precursor to it. Because it's with what's available from out there right now, you get hands-on experience, which is fantastic.
As you're talking about, your experience should not get wasted. Open Mainframe, you folks already have mentor-mentee program as well. So does that also kind of work with that? Because this experience, not only they bring experience, but they also bring how to how to work in that, and they also kind of inspire people to work on those projects.
The big thing I would say, I'll jump in on that one first, and then. For the mentor-mentee is fantastic, because you think about it, if someone is just starting out with their career in enterprise computing, they're going to come in and they may be one of two, or maybe just one against someone who has 30 years experience, and they may not feel comfortable asking the questions, or they may not understand something. So having a mentor that's available, that been there, done that, they can ask those questions and get good advice that will help them in their career. That's one thing I think is awesome.
Absolutely. And we've been actually having mentors join this project as well as part of the core team, as we mentioned earlier. It's very important to get them to also look at something that we're building and ensure that whatever we are building, they understand it, right? And then it's speaking to them as well.
Lauren, Yvette, thank you so much for taking time out today and talk about, of course, not only this, education program, but also the big problem, big challenge that is there either way in the industry, no matter where we look at, and the initiatives that are from IBM, of course, Broadcom, and the large and open mainframe community. So thanks for sharing those insights. And as usual, I would love to have you folks back on the show whenever the new updates are there in the program. So thank you for your time today.
Great, thank you.
Thank you so much. Thanks for having us.